The theme of this year's event, Education for Employment, Realizing Youth Potential in the Arab Media, highlights AUS's position as the region's leader in higher education, known for excellence and innovation in teaching, learning, research, and service. There is much change going on in the media market, and the American University of Sharjah is a major player in defining those transitions.
This important forum is designed to be a platform for the establishment of thought leadership in this critical area of engagement and to help deepen relations within the media industry regionally. We sincerely hope that this event will become a permanent feature within the calendar of events that engage media experts from across the region in dialogue and in creative exchange of ideas. In today's world where communicating effectively is of paramount importance, the dynamism and vitality prevalent in the media industry are evident for all to see. Media outlets play an extremely important role in helping convey ideas, transfer knowledge, and to shape public opinion, and help bring about change. Institutions of higher learning across the region, AUS among them, have responded to this reality by bolstering our departments of mass communication and by fostering programs that provide students with access to the latest industry trends and methodologies. We are very proud to have assembled a truly distinguished international panel of experts and media personalities to discuss and debate a wide array of issues, including education, youth potential, and employment opportunities in the media industry. And let me say, as the acting CEO of this institution, I am very much gratified that an academic department and an administrative department have come together so effectively to create such a wonderful event. It is a rare occasion when faculty and staff get together and perform so well. I would like to thank all of your, That was a faculty member who started that applause. I would like to thank all of our honored guests for their presence here today and sincerely hope that this will be an event that will lead to a lively and fruitful exchange of ideas for many days, weeks, and months to come. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
I'm going to be fairly brief today because what I want to do is be a bit provocative, try to encourage some discussion. When I was invited, some topics were suggested to me, so I've incorporated them and added some others to talk about the future of Arab media education, particularly as it relates to media education conducted elsewhere, primarily in the West. The challenges of in the challenges for comparison, it's important to search for this is better, but also to respect the significance of this is different. Development of Arab media education was slowed by some ill-conceived efforts to mirror Western, particularly American curricula. Failure to recognize that at the heart of a media curriculum is not technique, but culture. There are plenty of books to be found that provide historical, political, and cultural background essential to working in Arab media. Media are elements of culture, and to understand media work, what it involves, how to do it, and how it affects society, requires a thorough understanding of the culture within which media operate. Part of this involves placing the Arab experience in the context of global affairs and understanding the significance of how global media cover the Arab world. Do not just look into a mirror, but appreciate the view from outside. I cannot imagine, for example, someone being trained for a career in Arab media without having read Edward Said's Orientalism about the persistent othering of Arabs. The question is also one of media educators' goals. Do you want to train the next generation of BBC, CNN, and New York Times media professionals? Or do you want to provide the next leaders of Al Arabiya, Al Jazeera, NBC, and print and online media throughout the region? Do you want your graduates to serve Arab and global elites, or be aligned with the people who take pride in speaking and reading Arabic? This is an important decision because a long process will be required to bring Arabic language media scholarship, including the availability of teaching materials, up to international levels. But if you think it important, the commitment should be made now. Most media education in this region is in English, but offering parallel courses in Arabic has been proved practical, and I think over the long run, they will prove valuable. Another issue, the importance of faculty scholarship as well as teaching and as well as training students in more than skills courses. The only way to end reliance on outside scholars is to produce your own. Too seldom are Arab scholars, except those teaching in the West, represented at international academic conferences or in international academic publications. As long as this pattern continues, the problems I mentioned earlier will continue. Few textbooks or other instructional materials offering an Arab perspective on media issues. More significant, there will not be an identifiable Arab approach to media education that is comparable to those developed in other parts of the world. The audience has expectations that it will receive media messages, will receive information from multiple platforms. If I had a copy of the New York Times today with me, I would hold it up and say, this used to be the New York Times. The New York Times today is not just ink on paper. The New York Times is a website that it relies increasingly on video. It relies increasingly on the fact that in the old days, the New York Times was about 60 pages a day. Now it's millions of pages a day because it can refer you to documents, to histories, to biographies, and everything else. I mean, the scope of this is just so enormous. There are 7 billion people on the planet, and there are 6 billion of these. And by the year 2020 at the latest, every one of these that is sold will be a smartphone. Now think what that means in terms of access, not just to the information that's on the internet, but what's available on YouTube, good and bad, and everything else. So this is the environment that today's media students are going to be progressing into. And it's very important when I talked earlier about culture and ethics and politics and understanding where the Arab world stands in the globalized society, that you understand both the capabilities and the responsibilities that go along with this recognition. Well, I've covered a wide range of issues here. Media educators face a broad array of challenges, but meeting these challenges is essential. In a media-centric global society, if the Arab world is to return to greatness in providing intellectual and cultural leaders, these challenges must be met. I thank you for your attention, and I welcome your questions.